Okay, go.
I don't even know what I'm going to say. I tried writing down something to say, but I couldn't. So the first thing I did, well, one of the first things I did after I found out is looked on my phone to see if I had any voicemails from him because I wanted to hear his voice, and I did. You never know what you're going to get either because it could go one of two ways. I pressed play and I heard, "It's yo daddy." I know one thing. I know that he loved everybody. Everybody here, his family, he loved all of you. And the only thing that'll get me through is that he is not hurting or suffering or in pain anymore. And he's with his brother now, and his mom and his dad. And I can still feel him because I swear to you, he was like standing next to me the other day. I was in the bathroom, and now every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, ew, I totally see myself. Like I see him looking back at me, and I'm like, stop. And then, you know, I felt him, like it felt like he was standing next to me, staring at me. So either I was going crazy or he was there. I don't know, but all of these memories start coming back to me, you know, and yesterday I went through the mail that Aunt Ellen sent, and there was an envelope, and I opened it, and there was a letter, a little note in there, something, "Oh, I found these in a box." Well, he had sent me and my sister a birthday card last year that we never got, because whoever was renting her house at that time just threw them in a box, and then the new renter came in and found them and sent them back to my dad's address that he wasn't living at anymore, and it was forwarded to Aunt Ellen's and just got here yesterday. Like Max said, like, I feel like looking around the corner like, Dad, are you good? This is not a funny joke.
Yeah. Come around the corner like, I got y'all.
I don't know. I guess I just want to stand up here forever so that this doesn't have to ever be real. But I'll tell you all this, and I know I said something like this at Uncle John's funeral, because that was really hard on me, because I saw this man that always seemed so big laying in this bed, and he was so small. And I remember looking at him, and I saw my dad, and I was like, I can't ever handle that to be my dad. And I always thought I would be holding his hand, and I would get to say goodbye, and I didn't get to say goodbye. But I know this, that underneath all of his harshness and his protective barriers, that he loved his family. And in that letter that he sent me yesterday, or that I got yesterday, it said, "I love you, your dad says so." And it said, "P.S. I'm sorry I can't show it." If you ever have a relationship that you wonder, should I keep contacting this person? Should I whatever? Yes, you should. Whether it's through a letter or an email or a text or whatever, you should do it. Because you don't know, because I did not think it would happen like this. And just don't take those things for granted. You know, I thought Uncle John would always be sitting in there on that couch, right? And I thought I'd be able to text my dad, and I thought he'd respond. And so just make sure, even if you're mad at your family or you can't stand them, whatever, you still love them, right? And make sure they know that, because you don't ever want to wonder. And I know my dad knows that I loved him. I couldn't help but love him. He drove me crazy. My initials were MRC, and he said it stood for mentally retarded child. good thing is he's cuffing me up, so people are like, "You're a retard." I'm like, "So my dad already." So yeah, he was one of a kind and unforgettable, and I think of him every day. You can ask Michelle. I work with Michelle, and I probably mention him every single day because he did teach me so many good things, and I am so much like him, and it's very hard to control. And he used to tell me, crazy is in your blood, Monique, and you got to learn to control the craziness.
You're crazy.
She's the craziest, though. One last story. So, my dad, I have 3 kids, Kobe, Cameron, and Chloe. And my dad, his goal was to teach them to be naughty. And so he said that their first words were going to be, shit.
All the kids, plug your ears.
Those 2 wouldn't do it. And he was around Kobe the most. Kobe was like, no way. Cameron didn't do it. Chloe had the least amount of time with him. And I told him, man, I swear you must send like telepathic messages to this little girl of what to do. Because one time the dog went to the bathroom in her room and she came out and said, this dog took a in here. And I was like, oh my gosh, where's your grandpa? Because he'd be like, yes, yes. So that's it. Who's next? Nobody?
Oh.
Hello.
I turned it off. I don't know.
Oh, it's on? My name's Derek.
Is the mic
I'm
on?
Mark's son-in-law. And, when I married Cherie, I married Cherie and met Mark around the same time because they lived in South Dakota. Before I met him, she warned me. He's a little special. And I think he was on his best behavior around me for the first couple of years. But, Mark, he was a lot of fun. I liked him a lot. He loved to laugh. He loved to just mess with people. Me and him got along real good for a long time. And we had a lot of good times together. We went out to South Dakota a few times and spent some time out there with him. He had this nice boat, and we had a lot of fun at the lake with all the kids, and there's a lot of good memories there. But at the end of the day, he just loved pushing people until they'd crack or he'd see how far he could go, and it was always something with him, and he just had this demeanor, this look about him where. After he really got somebody angry, he'd kind of get this stance and just look at him like, what? And it was the funniest thing, because I know that the girls would just, they wouldn't say anything. And he just knew. They were just asking for it if they did, so. Who's next?
Is the mic still on there? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah? That's why we're getting all that noise.
I need this because I'm not loud. What are you trying to say? Cherie got my volume.
Yeah.
I'm an only child. I'm Missy. I'm Mark's favorite niece. Sorry. I never felt like an only child though, because when your dad's brother marries your mom's sister, it's a pretty special thing, and you're probably all really confused right now. So I have 2 sisters and a brother. I think the best gift that we all have dad and his brother never heard that their parents say that they loved them. Or maybe they did, but it wasn't until they were 50 years old. And I think we've done, as a family, a really good job telling each other that we love each other. My dad started to learn that after I married my husband because his family is Italian and they just hug and kiss all the time. So he started to say it more often. But Mark didn't have to tell me. He loved all of us so much. And he knew us. So he knew what to say to piss us off. Or to make us laugh. And he was the funniest person that I knew. I mean, this is rude, but we would sit at nationals and just make fun of people. I had so much fun. It was funny. We all do it. I'm just admitting it. I don't know how many years ago it was. I think it was probably about 10 years now. Our grandma died a day before I skated regionals. And I didn't tell my coach